What's up, Brain Trust? Z Farrells here. Just a reminder, anyone that subscribes on twitch.tv/Madden Tips during the show, you get access to the Facebook group, private forum. This week we had some man beaters listed in there. Everyone stepped up, put their best man beating play in there, and the community's been doing nice. This week we're going to have SGibs record a video for us to teach us his key ratings for the 3-3-5. It's the hottest defense in there. It's been working well post-patch, but we want to know what ratings he looks for at each spot. So we'll get underway with This Week in Madden, but just a reminder to subscribe to Twitch and get access to that Brain Trust. We'll see you guys on the show. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to This Week in Madden Show 185. SGibs, Z Farrells, hosts of the show. What's going on out there in the community, Gibbs? What do you think?
Well, yeah, a lot of free agent moves, Mr. Z Farrells. Your Giants, they've been making a little bit of some noise in free agents. I saw a graphic, and that graphic was about $100 million worth of signings on the defensive side of the ball.
A lot of coins.
Damian Harrison.
They did get snacks?
Yep, they got Damian Harrison. They re-signed JPP.
Of course.
Janoris Jenkins.
Yep.
And who was the last guy? Oh, Olivia Vernon. Vernon.
Wait, they got Olivier Vernon?
Yeah. Isn't that true?
I saw he signed a deal just before I left, but I didn't even click it because I was like, we didn't get him. You know how your team never gets the best free agents?
That's the Patriots. They never get the best.
Wow.
Other than Darrelle Revis.
Well, that's big. 85 mil. Wow, we paid a lot of money.
There's a graphic out there somewhere. It's in the Instagram world. It's in the internet ether that shows that it's like 100 million. No, it must have been 200 million that they have signed free agents, and these four guys.
That's crazy. Do you think they made the biggest impact, or do you think the Raiders right now have the biggest impact? What does the chat think? Let us know who you guys are thinking. I think the Broncos could be in some trouble. What do you think?
They're in trouble. My question is Brock Osweiler leaving. Is that I mean, he's cashing in. You know, we already saw some comments from Matt Flynn on Twitter. Matt Flynn was chirping about the contract that he got, and he said, you know, I should not be talking because he's a guy that got a big contract as well. But
right.
Osweiler was 4 years, $75 million. So that's a lot of coin right there, a lot of muck coin right there that he cashed in on. But you've got to think the Broncos are in trouble now. No quarterback. They still have the defense, but no quarterback. And that's where I like the Giants play. If we transition back to the Giants, they have Eli still.
What did I say today?
And you have Odell.
What did I say today? You said the Giants signed Janoris. I said, wow, they've paid two corners. They've got two really good lockdown corners now with DRC. Yeah. I go, but they still don't have a pass rush, so does it even matter?
Vernon will
This was when I realized before they had Harrison, JPP, and Vernon.
You instantly have one of the best defensive lines in the game now.
That's pretty good.
As long as there's a thing out there that says free agents typically are not a good move to make, right for your team. They don't always pan out. So we'll see how they fit. But if you on paper, Harrison stud, Vernon stud.
I'm excited right now.
You are?
Do you think the Broncos should get Kaepernick?
No.
That's what they're talking.
I don't know why they didn't stick with Osweiler.
Because they didn't want to pay him that much. Because maybe they know he's not good. Seriously, maybe they know he's not good. Like the Patriots always know when their backup's good. They always get rid of their backups.
Yeah.
Everyone. Brian Hoyer's the next Tom Brady. Matt Castle's the next Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Next, Jimmy G's the next Tom Brady. They're gonna trade Jimmy G for a second rounder.
The Patriots,
and then he'll go somewhere else and stink.
The Patriots will be just chilling, in the background, not going after making any crazy decisions, crazy moves, not spending cash, just hanging out, getting ready, and they're gonna be back where they always are.
Do you like the Texans? Made some big signings.
The Texans just re-signed. They just did the whole Matt Schaub scenario all over again. Brian Hoyer all over again.
All right. Do you like the two other big teams? Jaguars paid a lot of cash, and then two running backs left. Matt Forte to the Jets. Is he too old? And then Chris Ivory left the Jets, and he's moving on as well.
Banged up. We saw. I saw a lot of Ivory last year. And he had a lot of injuries. He couldn't finish a game. He never finished a game against the Patriots. He would come in and he'd play a hard half, but then a hammy would creep in. His knee was hurting. His ankle's banged up. So he never was able to finish. So that's a guy where it's like, he's got talent, but has he ever really fully delivered on a full season? Does he, would you be happy if your team went out and signed Chris Ivory for a big deal like that and brought him in?
Not a big deal. I kind of like him as like a backup.
Right.
Or as like a
But he made some good coin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Raiders probably got as close as possible. I mean, the Broncos are coming off the Super Bowl title, but they lost both their quarterbacks.
Right.
So it's going to be really interesting for them. If this is ever the Raiders' time to finally take that leap, because they've been taking that leap for the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. Now they got Bruce Irvin to go with Khalil Mack, and they're young still with Carr and Amari. They're going to just keep getting better. They got a new offensive lineman, so they should be going pretty strong.
The Raiders are that team that I think everybody wants them to be, but they're that team next year, like you're saying.
Yeah.
They have all those big name players. They built their team through the draft, right? Some of those guys with Cooper, with Khalil Mack, with Carr. I think that's a team to watch out for. I know your boy Wolfman in the chat.
Oh, yeah, he's
going to get ready and excited for that. All the Raiders fans out there, CR Buke, all those guys are going to be excited about what the Raiders can bring to the table.
All right, Gibbs, we got a big show tonight. Lots of questions in the mailbag. People have been sending them in all week at SGibs7, at Madden Bible.
Yep.
So we're going to jump into those. We've got some gameplay schemes going on. There's some good questions tonight. We're going to look at the offensive side of the ball, teach you guys how to kind of make a scheme, how to make a playbook, and then we'll do the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. In case you don't have the playbook that you want, we'll kind of show you how you can get around that. So let's go to our first question of the night before we get into some MUT reviews. We're going to start on offense, Gibbs.
Yep.
What are the top 3 tips for creating an offensive scheme? So if you are on offense, what are your tips for kind of creating a scheme? Let's start with the Saints playbook over here. What would you look for in this playbook when you're starting a scheme? What do you always think about when you're creating a scheme? Not just in Madden 16, but in almost any year of Madden. What does it mean?
The very first thing I look for is a corner route that's like in a tight alignment. So it's something where like around the tight end spot. It could be a tight set. It could be that trip set. I want to find a corner route. Like you go back to that play, Saints to El Dig.
Yeah.
Like I will now consider this and I'll look at this play because it has the corner route. And the reason for it is you can't hot route a corner route currently in the game. So because of that, it's one of the most important routes to find in the game because it opens a lot of things up in terms of attacking zone coverage, attacking man coverage. So it's really important that I identify that corner pattern. Next, I want to look for a great running audible that's in that same formation. And that, to me, is going to help build out that formation. So, for example, right now, inside zones are super, super popular in this year's game. And you need to be able to run the ball, especially in short yardage situations. You got to feel confident to run the ball. The last thing I would look for is some type of quick release pattern, a quick pattern that I can throw anytime I'm going to face the blitz. Because you need to be able to
Good call.
withstand someone setting pressure against you because you're going to find out how good you really are at the game and how good your offense is the second someone starts setting pressure at you. If you can't pick it up, you can't hang in the kitchen, it's going to be a long day. So for me, those are the kind of the 3 things I look for from a very base level of how I would like to identify a strong formation. Does it have a stock corner route? Does it have a good run audible? And do I have a quick passing option that's effective from the set?
So this gun-tight offset tight end fits the bill then, potentially, because it's got Saints drive out, which might be that quick pattern down to the right side of the field.
Yep.
It's got a couple corner
Slot
routes.
outs kind of works.
With the mesh, it's got Saints spot, which you could use for the mesh, and then it does have inside zone. We'd have to look and see if this is the quick audible. So let's take a look here. Those are the 3 things you'd want to look for when building a scheme. Scheme's very important to giving your offense confidence and knowing what plays to come out in, and then depending on which situation you're in, you can kind of adjust your plays. If you see the blitz, you know where to go. If you need 10 yards on 3rd and 10, you have the corner. If you want to run the ball, you know what your best run play is, and you can mix and match from there. So that's why we talk about the importance of a scheme. Let's take a look at this halfback route. Covered it pretty nice, but it was there, and it does look like it'd be a nice blitz check.
You got the ball to the 26 there, so you got 6 yards.
So inside zone is the quick audible.
Right.
So now you don't have to come out in inside zone.
Right.
and you can now come out in the Saints spot play. I would recommend.
What's the other play that I love at the start of this year? Keep going down. Halfback wheel's good, but keep going down. One more. Y out halfback swing.
Yeah.
One of those plays that's kind of got everything built into it. That's
Okay.
what I like about it. It never really caught on, and I don't know if I've left it a little too early, but it's one of those plays that has every route you're looking for.
It's got a drag. It's got a corner that gets kind of to a unique area. It's got another corner, and then it's got that deep post that's pretty popular.
Right.
We'll try and put the halfback on an option route and maybe motion this Benjamin route. See if we can get to a tender spot.
That's man. There's the option. You got the drag. So you probably wouldn't want to put him on that route.
Because, you don't want him to interfere with the drag, right?
Maybe you put him on an option. Put Whitaker on an option, motion him left. Give me that.
Will he stay on an option?
Nope,
No,
he didn't
right?
stay. I thought maybe he would just go to the other side of the quarterback.
I mean, he could get some openness. If you were to go to zone, you could do this.
Right.
You know? Maybe drag the backside Olsen.
In case if you get man, yeah.
Y was there on the cut.
Yeah.
So
But
that could work.
those are some of the things you're looking for when it comes to like super specific things from a formation. But if you're going to really get even more generic, what are some of the things you need to find? Every formation you should be able to beat man-to-man. Every formation you should be able to beat zone. And every formation you should be able to run the ball effectively.
Right.
Those are the three core fundamentals that you really want to focus on for when you want to identify how do I build a offensive scheme? How do I find a great offense? It's really important and pivotal to find a formation that you can attack man-to-man coverage, that you can attack zone coverage, and then you can run the ball effectively. And it goes through the entire game. You could be in the Green Bay Packers playbook. You could be in the Patriots playbook. It doesn't matter what playbook you are. If you can do those three things, you're going to have success on the offensive side of the ball. Now, we can get more granular in this conversation and say, well, how do you attack man-to-man? How do you attack zone coverage? And that's another tip that we can transition to.
Yeah,
later,
we're gonna go into this. Yeah, we'll go even deeper in the Saints. We'll find some plays to beat man.
But those are the core things that you need to look into. You can bring other things into, like I need a red zone offense. I need to attack the blitz. But these are all different ways you build an offensive scheme.
All right. Quick shout out in the chat. We got our man JO30 in
Let's
the
go.
building. He'll be streaming after tonight's show, right?
The mutt cap.
The Mutt Cap. So it's
The
like
Mutt
the
Cap.
nightcap.
Yep, it's like the nightcap, but it's the mutt cap. It's also a recap of the week's content in Mutt. So there'll be some similarities in terms of the content they're reviewing, like what we review here or what you see in some other channels or even what you see on the Muttcast. But what they're doing tonight, actually really cool. They're going to do a flashback bundle challenge.
Yeah.
And they are going to, whoever gets the lowest flashback, they're going to give it away. That's the coolest part. So we'll make sure to tune in the Muttcap. They're going to do the flashback challenge. Whoever pulls the lowest is going to give that item away to someone in the stream.
All right. So make sure to follow both Holdfast and JO. We'll host their channel, obviously, after this show. And big shout out to JO30. He got partnered. He's been a sub for a long time on this channel. And I know he felt like it was even better feeling for him than when the Rangers won the Cup. Back in '94.
Though, watching J.O., this is getting outside of Madden real quick. J.O., a lot of people, I think about the question we had the other day on the Muttcast. It was D Jordan 21, I remember, right? He said, how do I become a member of this community? It's so cool. And that's a question that he asked us, and we kind of gave an answer. But if you take a look back, and J.O. joined this community 2 years ago, right? He became a member. He started watching the shows, and he kind of just one day had piqued his interest. Like, hey, what if I started a YouTube channel? What if I started streaming? Came to us, asked some questions. With the advice of some other guys, he started grinding. He started creating content. He started making YouTube videos, and he started streaming. And that's transitioned in a short period of roughly about 2 years. He's now has a partner channel on Twitch. And he's able to do something he really enjoys, and he's been seeing some success with it. So, literally a real-life hat tip to J.O.
It's like when Adam Graves scored a hat trick.
A real-life hat tip to J.O. on that one. So, a lot of respect for J.O. on that. The grind, and you don't stop. You keep going.
Yeah, look at him now. All right, here we go. Next mailbag question. We hit up that one. Another good one coming in from Kalia416. This might have been somebody different, but Gibbs, how can you stop drags after the patch? They're claiming that drags are beating flat zones now because the flat zones are drifting back after the patch. So say I was to, do this. Somebody asked this question on the Muckcast the other day, so I feel like it's relevant. But say somebody was running this mesh concept across the middle of the field, which is real. How would you slow it down?
Okay, so the first thing that I really believe in is sending pressure. Because sending pressure alleviates a lot of the problems that you might have when you are playing the game, because you are forcing your opponent to get rid of the ball quicker than they want to. And I think that when you send pressure, you can sometimes, if you don't get in, you don't get the sack, you can feel as though, why am I doing this? I'm wasting resources to drop guys into defense. But the way I use pressure is I can kind of consider that this side, I'm going to send pressure off this left edge. And then I want to put the focus of my defense on the right side over here, where I would put extra defenders, because I know the pressure is coming left. You are not going to challenge my user defender, because I'm going to clamp down on the left side here, because where the pressure is not. And I want you to go to the right side. And the pressure is going to force you to go that way, and I'm setting my defense up to have strength on that right side. But it really is all dependent on my ability to generate pressure off of one edge and then force you, my opponent, into making a decision that if I'm doing my job right, you have no idea that I'm making you go there. Like, you have no idea I'm making you go there. And that's the next level of defense, is making your opponent go somewhere and force the ball into a specific spot of coverage on the field. And that's really, from a higher level, how I attack drags.
There's kind of two things you want to do also. So stay up where you are, maybe come into the 20-yard line. Yeah, so stay there at the snap, run down. You'll run down at this angle.
Yep, like to the right.
And then follow B. So B is going to be on the drag. So you know what I mean? So it looks like you're running down to kind of go to X's pattern.
Yep.
But then all of a sudden you're going to, whoa, and then I threw it underneath, and you're right there.
The mow, and I do the mow.
Yeah. That's what you have to take away from somebody. And to intercept a drag, you can't just be on top of it or lateral with it. You've got to get underneath it. So you're storming in right now, right?
Yep.
And you might think, oh, you're going to go to 82, and you're just going to stay in front of them.
Yep.
But that's not even what you want to do. You want to go down underneath.
Yep.
Because if you're next to Olsen, that's bad. But the fact that you're 5 yards underneath is crucial. You bumped into this guy, which is good. You've got a spy kind of slowing things down. If he catches it over here, he's going to run into the flat. I mean, he's still going to catch it, but he's going to then run into the flat. So
I've seen a lot of success stopping drags on one side of the field. Like, I would say that if I do this route, defensive hot route combination, that I feel fairly confident. Like, if I just put him here, I feel if you throw either one of the drags, I'm gonna have a defender, and I feel pretty good. I'll stop you for about 2 yards, 3 yards with both those guys out there.
Yeah, I mean, and I like your idea to bring pressure, because right there, I couldn't really throw it for much of a gain. And on 3rd and 2, you have to shade underneath. You have to get aggressive. You have to
I don't play.
Take a risk.
Yeah.
You have to take a risk on 3rd and 2. But for 3rd and 7, that's fine, because you're going to tackle. What you can't do is sit all the way back, because then they can. That's where you're going to get hurt by drags. Is with playmaker.
For sure. So. I look at that, though. What you just did there is something completely different than if you're telling me, how do I defend a drag? I can't let the drag get 4 yards for a first down, because that's where it hurts people. It's 3rd and 4. You lock up the corner. You lock up a post. You got 2 defenders deep, and then they beat you in man-to-man with the drag. Well, how do you stop that? How do you prevent that? Well, it's what we're saying. It's a combination of user play. It's a combination of hot routes you have on the field, and really, you really do want to force your opponent to the close side of the field. Like, can you explain that? Can you show what that represents? Because that's a next step of this defense. You always want to, in those situations, you want to force your opponent to throw the ball to the short side of the field. Okay.
So, right here, we'll have an open side, then we'll have a short side. So by you putting the flat on the open side, it's going to make me, end up having to go across to X. And when I do eventually throw it to X, there's just less and less room on that side of the field. I don't want to throw to X because he's got really nowhere to go if I hit him over there. Whereas if I throw it to A, there's a lot more room for me to cut upfield, and I can wait a lot longer as to when I want to throw the pass.
Right, so take a look here. If I do this, and then this.
Your zone's going to have to cover a lot more ground.
And then even if you throw X, you don't have the same window.
Right.
Right. See, the way I would do that here is the first setup I had. I'm sending pressure on the open side, which is going to make you go to the short side. So that's what I meant. Because the pressure is going to
I got to roll this way.
You really can't. I mean, you could try and go on left, but you're going to run into a buzzsaw. So you're forced over there, and then now you get into this game, and then you got the sideline, and then things get awkward. So that's what I mean. Like when you want to force your opponent to the short side of the field, and I think that becomes a point that we must bring up is it's really important that you can send pressure off both edges at that point. Because then you can't play. If you can't do that, you can't play this cat and mouse game of pressure left, pressure right. So that's one of the benefits of the nickel 3-5 defense in the Brain Trust.
I like it. Good stuff. Shout out in the chat. We got all the regular crew stopping in. We talked a little bit about free agency notes for our two, but if you have a specific question, give us a shot. Gibbs from Cal Cruel, how do you shade underneath?
You hit Y on Xbox One or you triangle on PlayStation 4. And then you can see the little coverage adjustment icon on the screen. It's half covered, but the right stick, it says underneath. You would flick the right stick down. One thing to note, in man-to-man coverage, it's not going to do anything. If you are in zone coverage, it will affect. So if you actually put if you put a hot route of safety into a flat zone and play underneath coverage, the safety should bite down a little harder. But your man-to-man defenders aren't going to do anything different, just so you know.
Shout out to Shira stopping in. Let us know who's been playing well for your squad. He's testing out all the new items per usual. All right, here we go. Let's keep going through the mailbag. Remember, if you have questions, you can send them in below at Madden Bible at SGibs7 on Twitter. All right. John Locke. He's in a bad habit. He's pass committing too much, 80% of the time almost. Does it affect the defensive line if you pass commit?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that can hurt you and burn you defensively. The single-handle one adjustment that can destroy you defensively if you make it and you don't really understand what you're doing. So let's take a look at what that might be, right? So if I'm in a basic two-man under defense and I just call press coverage here, you run the ball, we'll take a look, we'll go to instant replay, and we'll really... Farrells?
Stick work.
Was it?
Was it?
I don't know.
Chat would say yes.
Let's take a look at the instant replay, and we'll take a look and see what happens on the offensive line. As you can see, the offensive line and the defensive linemen, they kind of meet each other right at the point of attack, and it's kind of like a stalemate, right? Some guys get a push, some guys don't. Khalil got pushed back, your tackle got pushed back, your left tackle got pushed forward, and then your right guard kind of seemed to be like stationary, right? So this is a normal standard style approach against the run. What ends up happening is if you run a pass commit in that same situation, you get a different result. Because what you're doing is you're telling your defense, hey, I think it's going to be a pass. So you want to take one step back, in theory, is the idea with the pass commit. But when you do that and your opponent runs the ball, in theory, your defenders are on their heels. And if your defender's on their heel and the offensive line's pushing forward, you're going to get blown up in the run game.
Yes,
look at the difference
all
of the push.
3-1.
That's a huge difference.
I like that. That's a very good question. It's a very good question. You see everybody winning.
Yep.
So, yeah, it makes it for you're definitely going to probably pick up some yards, you know.
Here's a pass commit again. I'm blitzing everybody, but I'm going to pass commit. And see how it doesn't really, like, I got a guy in free.
You got a shed, but you didn't win the push game.
But I didn't win the push game, so let me blitz everybody again this time and then just not pass commit. It should be harder for you to get, like, there's a little bit of a, I don't know if there's that big of a difference there. But the idea in general, you pass commit, what that will do is put your defenders on their heels in running down situations, which then is going to cause the offensive line to have the advantage and get more of a pancake against your defender.
Now, real quick, if you don't pass commit. Did you not pass commit?
We won't pass commit.
Okay, don't pass commit.
Okay.
So let's see what happened there, and then we'll do a pass commit
Yep.
and see how it goes. I might be the worst aggressive catcher there is.
You? That was Teddy Ginn, though.
I know, I'm just not good at it, though.
So here is the pass commit. No pass commit. Notice this linebacker. Let's take a look at him right here. Big clay dog. So snap of the ball. He's pondering. What is it? Oh, now he realizes it's
followed the halfback a little bit.
Yeah, he realizes at that point that it's a pass, right? He's still looking. Followed the halfback. It's a. I got to get back in coverage, right?
Yep.
So let's take a look at where in the handoff though that occurred. So here's the fake handoff. Newton is, you'd say like right about there.
Yeah.
So Newton's like in a good point to like throw the ball. So now, if I pass commit just in general, pass commit, play fake, snap of the ball. Oh my man, he's already dropping back. We'll see that right out the gate. Go up and get it, big fella. Go up and get it. What? Oh, you're the worst aggressive catcher in the nation.
Kobe.
So you don't do it to the right people.
I mean, I'm
That's
great.
A you problem.
It's more items based.
And you have the best team in the game.
Name Calvin dropped 6 balls.
All right. So, anyways, notice the difference now. We're looking at that man right there, Clay Matthews, number 52 on the right side of the screen. Snap of the ball. Here's that play fake. And look at, he's already bailing out to coverage. He's already, before the fake even happens. It's because you are telling your defense, hey, it's going to be a pass. Don't fall for the play fake. And I think that's a very important note or a tool to make note of here in the Madden community. One of the things from a competitive lens is you want control. You want to be able to dictate and tell your defender, your offensive player, to do something specifically that you want them to do. If the results don't go in your favor, then you know, like, hey, at least that's my fault. Like if you get pancaked on 3rd and 10 because you pass committed and your opponent gets a first down and wins the game or something, right? And you could hang your hat and say, well, I pass committed. That's my fault.
If you didn't pass commit and
still
your team's 99, you would be mad, disappointed, frustrated. What's the proper word? What did my face say when I got one?
This is something that you've always said. You get frustrated. You get frustrated because like I put my team in the right spot, in the right part on the field to win.
We let him off the hook.
And we let him off the hook. Yep.
Some guy. Next question in the mailbag. I think we finished.
Am I playing the game of the week tonight?
If you want to,
I got a really good squad.
I issued a community challenge.
You did?
Yeah.
I'll play anybody. on under the lights.
Who's in the chat that wants a shot at SGibs on Xbox? We'll find somebody. We need a big dog. We need a big dog.
I'll just keep taking down competitors. Is that cool with you?
You have beaten a lot.
I'll just keep taking down competitors.
All right, here we go. Next question in the mailbag. Let's see. Gibbs, is read option dead because of all the high play recognition players in the game? So this is a question that comes up at this point in the season quite a bit because of all the great items in the game. Mm-hmm. And you'll see it with screen passes too. We don't actually have a read option in this Saints playbook that we're using. Mm-hmm. But you got a super high play recognition player. Are they going to track down this screen pass and sniff it out before you can even, get rid of the ball? Are they going to go there? So let's show people, first of all, if someone's running the read option against you, you can do two things. Mm-hmm. You can hold down the left trigger.
Yep.
And push either A.
Yep.
To make the end stand up and not bite on the quarterback fake.
Snap the ball. This linebacker would go, oh, he's staying right here. Protect this gap.
Or you press X and he crashes down and goes after the halfback.
And then this guy would go here. Wah!
Right? So, yes. And so...
He makes that noise, too.
Now if dudes have, people are saying 96 play rec or whatever, they're just going to pretty much make the right read. They're going to play the quarterback. They play the quarterback a lot more.
I couldn't agree more. I find that unless you have a quarterback that's like 75 speeds, like the threshold, around that range, the computer always picks the right move.
Generally standing up. Generally standing up's worse for business.
When I say they always pick the right move, I more mean that the computer always tells them to contain quarterback.
Right.
So what that ends up doing is just turns your read option into an inside zone. At that point, why not just run an inside zone? So that's my one beef I have with the read option is just from years past, it seemed to be more of a thing where it was on the user to make the decision. But now it kind of seems like if a quarterback is above 75, like 80 range, then the D end or the outside linebackers pretty much for the most part always contain the quarterback. And then your opponent never even realizes they have to do anything.
Correct.
Which then just means that they always pick the right thing to defend the quarterback. And what's the one thing we always say about why people call the read option?
Because they want to run with the quarterback.
Because they want to run with the quarterback.
For sure. I feel it. So, yeah, in like the shovel option schemes, like doesn't really work anymore because the best thing you can do to stop the shovel option scheme is to contain the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Because then he has to... Actually, you kind of should let the quarterback run with the shovel option scheme. But that DN standing up is bad. And, I mean, anytime you see your opponent in pistol or shotgun, you should pretty much contain quarterback on your own. I find it's a very good habit to get into because somebody could run the read option on you. Mm-hmm. And they might save it for the exact time. They put in a slow quarterback. They get those 5 free yards. It's a tip we used to like to use. But now... your team is going to generally contain the quarterback. Keep an eye out for those fast guys. Plus, most quarterback people use does have like 90 speed or whatever.
Yep.
So you want to keep an eye out.
Right.
And now the game kind of does that with these high play recs. So, yeah, I would say the read option's kind of over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But good, too.
Yeah. It's kind of over in the NFL.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Until the Broncos and Kaepernick bring it back. All right, here we go. This one's from Big Papa. Gibbs, get on Mudhead. Let us know what quarterbacks do you like. This guy is a Big Ben fan, and he wants to use Big Ben, but he realizes that 300 stacks for the Big Ben's like a little much, and just because he likes them doesn't mean he can use them. But to stick with these ratings, what can he go with to get those ratings, but not have to pony up all the coins?
I mean, first looking at his stats, you're talking Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
The difference with the Winston is you lose 5 throw accuracy medium. That's really the big difference. That's the first guy at the top of my head, because the Winston is 99.
Can you sort by throw power 98
and above? Yeah, sure.
And then throw deep 90, and we'll see who we come up with. So this is what we're gonna do. White Dro is saying new Jameis. The big Winston, the new Big Ben is good. That throw power is legit. So we're going to sort real fast here. We'll find somebody that's a price. I agree that Big Ben can't be bought for 300 right now. I don't think that's a wise use of coin. And give me 90 for throw deep, and then we'll kind of sort in between and see who is indeed available here.
Let's see.
So Matt Stafford, Team of the Week, pops up. Dante Culpepper pops up.
The Culpepper.
And the all-rookie Jameis Winston pops up.
See, look at the Winston. You gain 1 throw power, you gain 3 throw accuracy short, and then your throw accuracy deep is roughly the same. But then you lose throw accuracy medium. The Winston, you could argue, is a much better option. I'm going to tell you to go with probably this Matt Stafford, man. Wow. Yeah, you got to go Matt Stafford, Team of the Week.
Yeah.
So for $54K, you go Matt Stafford here.
So
Absolutely.
You do like this Winston.
I do. But for what he's looking for, Matt Stafford is the best value. I mean, you could argue that Culpepper.
Wow, Matt Stafford's dope. I already knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that a long time ago.
Look at the Culpepper. The name of the Culpepper, but he's not as good.
The Stafford's good. I knew that.
Stafford's play action low. He's throwing the run low.
Medium.
But with Culpepper you get more of that, and with Winston you get more of that, right? So that's. You're trading off a little bit of accuracy stats with Winston and Culpepper for more on the run stats opposed to Stafford. But I would still say Stafford for $54K right now. You're easily the best option for him.
Good call. All right. Good find in there, guys. Those are 2 good quarterbacks that you can definitely check out. You're getting a lot of throw power with any one of those guys that you go after. This one's from Dot Experience, Gibbs. Browns or Cardinals playbook. So 2 TWIMs ago, we broke down the Cardinals offensive playbook. We gave a little scheme out. Obviously, we use the Browns playbook, and we have a brain trust scheme from Tweezy with 3 formations, the gun split close. We have the gun doubles and the trips tight end that Tweezy put in there. You've seen our setups. We used that playbook in the bag on the head game. So would you use the Browns or the Cardinals playbook? What are kind of the benefits of both?
I'm a Browns playbook fan. I like that they have I-form twins for fullback dive, halfback toss combo. I love that they have the Wildcat. I'm a huge fan.
Is nice.
Wildcat is really, really nice in the red zone. It's also nice, like, just to change of pace. Like, I love being up by 7 in a game, going into the half, and you get the ball, and then you just, like, you come out and you go, I'm going to try one Wildcat because I'm up. Can he defend it? And if they can't defend it, you find out real quick, and it could be a quick, easy score for you where then you don't have to show your offense for another drive, right?
Indeed.
So that's one thing I like about the Wildcat. I really like gun split close, obviously, and I love that the Browns, opposed to the Cardinals, has the XY drag trail play. That's my favorite play in the game. So I'm a little biased in that regard, but I like the Cards book as well. I absolutely love that the Cardinals playbook has
fullback inside,
which is nice.
It's a little bit different, but it's still a good formation.
And I absolutely love the gun ace twin set. It's one of the best sets in the game. We used it early on this year. You have everything you need. The play post's arguably one of the best plays in the game.
They have wide receiver corner from their gun split close?
They do.
Because that's a very good man beater.
They do.
In that formation.
Yep, it is a very good man beater. But I really like both. I would say that you can probably run the ball a little bit better in the Cardinals playbook because you have more inside zone options from shotgun.
Yeah.
With the Browns, you really only have gun doubles, which is a good formation. So I would say if you want to run the Browns, you really need to be cognizant of that. You need to be aware that you need to pass the ball more probably because it doesn't have the best runs in the game. Where the Cardinals, you can be pass heavy, gun flip trips, gun bunch, gun ace twins, gun split close. But then you also have all those formations of gun ace twins, gun doubles, split close with the inside zones, fullback insides.
Yeah.
So that's a strength that the Cardinals book has.
I'd say, Browns for passing, Cardinals a little bit more balanced, and then I'd even just bring out the Indianapolis playbook as the run-heavy style of those three. Mm-hmm. So those three playbooks, all very good. That's a good question. I would say Browns, if you really like to pass, and then you want that Wildcat kind of X factor. There is some setups in the Brain Trust for the red zone Wildcat. The Cardinals playbook for balanced with that fullback inside, really mix that in from gun split close. It's got kind of the more built-in man beater with the wide receiver corner. And then lastly, the Colts, if you want to run it, all three are pretty similar in some regards. So.
Also, gun trips, tight end, and Browns inside zone. Yeah, agreed.
Next question in the mailbag. This one's from N Lanza 3. Wants to know, Gibbs, do you have a defensive scheme that can be used for draft champions? He loves the nickel 3-3-5 odd. He's using the stuff, but sometimes he doesn't get the Pats playbook, and then he feels like he needs a different scheme. So what defensive scheme can be used for draft champs? You got something different?
Sure. So this is actually the formation I used against Jo a couple weeks ago. Nickel Psycho, aka Nickel 155 style defense. You'll find it in every, not every, but most base 3-4 playbooks. And the play we want to look at is Overload 3 Seam. But then there's also
there's the 2-4-5,
yep,
which is in a lot of the 3-4 books, and you can do a lot of the similar concepts. Mm-hmm. So
yep,
definitely.
But here, the play we just picked, I forget the name of it already, but nickel, I think it's nickel wide 3 seam. Let's reset just to get out, and so we get the actual name.
Let's check it out. Let's peep this thing.
So here's the formation. It's nickel 3-5, nickel psycho. It's found in base 3-4 style defense. It's a great book if you're in draft champions and you don't have the Patriots defensive playbook. The play you want to really key in on here is Overload 3 Seam. This is the play that really makes everything come together in terms of pressure from this formation. So, first thing you want to do, base align. We always base align because that gives our defense a locked, frozen look, that we get the same 4 high safety look. Our linebackers are always in the same position unless we manually move them around the field. So, once we get that base align, we then take this slot corner, Randall, and you want to slide him out wide, left, wider than he is, and bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Now, the test of how wide you need to get him is he needs to be a step wider than the slot receiver. And the reason for that is because you don't want him to go contextually aware or run into the wide receiver. So that's why you want to get him out wide. Look at my
He looks like a zombie. He looks like a zombie.
He does look like a zombie. So this is the base setup. This is sending 5. So snap of the ball. As you can see, clean pressure off that left edge. That's sending 5. So, what do we always try to do, Farles? Always try to get more economical with our blitzes,
more
right?
for less. More for less.
More for less. So let's take Randall. As you can see, we slide him out again. From here, I'm going to go LB, quick adjustment, A, to highlight my defensive lineman and put him on a quarterback spy right there.
Okay.
And then I go RB, B to a flat. And now my defense is set up over there, right? And then I use Burnett here. So this is very similar to what we were showing before, how to defend drags.
Defense, yeah.
Right? So snap of the ball. There's, again, clean. 4 guys.
4-man blitz.
4-man edge pressure. All right? Next thing. Okay, can we get it? Can we go next level, right? Slide him out here. Drop A. Drop B into a zone. And then I'll drop Y into a flat zone. And then I'm going to get up here in the belly of the defense with Burnett.
Trying to send 3 here.
Trying to send 3. I don't even know. Let's see. Nope, no good.
The price is wrong that time, but that was good.
4 guys.
But I think people can see the logical progression of how we blitz. We've shown and taught people how we blitz on a lot of episodes, but this is a specific blitz, and you always kind of go 5, 4, and then
Try
can you get
3.
a little greedy with 3.
It gone are the yesteryears of trying to get it with 2. Those days, for the most part, are gone. But there's other ways you can try and generate pressure from this, too. What I really like about this formation, as we are calling it nickel 1-5-5, which would mean there's 1 defensive lineman, 5 linebackers, 5 secondary. There's actually 2 defensive ends from this formation. You have a linebacker who has his hand in the dirt, but you can drag him out and he'll stay. So that's what's interesting about that. But
because you could blitz him technically, right?
Right. But the interesting thing here is I can do a crash of my defensive line, and they're both standing up. See how they're standing up, but I'm crashing them down. I can crash them up. So you can do different things with these guys, and they're in a very unique spot on the offensive line. One's in the left A gap, and one's in the right B gap, right? So with a crash left is something I've been trying, and then I swing my Neal's probably not the best option for this.
Is he on a quick command though?
He's a quick command.
So that's nice. So that's RB in the right stick right. You don't have to go over to him to send him. You can just simply 1-2 button him by using the quick commands RB right stick right.
Right, and then you have to get in the belly of the defense with Matthews here, and you kind of hover over the center, snap of the ball, go back, and then because what you're trying to generate is send 6 2 free. We actually got 2 free at the left edge, but these are just things that you can work with, right? Another thing I really like from this is if you pinch your defensive line, they get them closer to each other. So then that means crash left. All right, so you can see how we're starting to get a little bit more unique in terms of like our formation alignment of what we have. So here's Matthews, snap of the ball. I'm here. I wasn't able to generate the pressure, but
you could just get 1 there.
Right, but you can generate interesting scenarios based on the shifts. So look, I can shift my line to the left, and now I have a crash there. What if I blitz Neal here, slide him off the edge, move Randall, snap of the ball? If I have him over the center, do I get anything?
Ooh, it was coming.
Neal wanted. I think Neal's a really bad option because I think he's
more of a strength guy than an excel guy. You'd want maybe Nick Perry out there.
Let's try Clay.
Yeah, Nick Perry would be good, obviously.
And also, I want Clay 1 step out there. So snap of the ball. Yep, there you go. Crack the code. Crack the code for you.
Too strong.
And one other thing to know about nickel 1-5-5. If I go straight cover 2, this is one thing I like about it. You got 4 hooks. Very unique cover 2. And notice my safeties.
Is that stock cover 2?
This is stock cover 2. 4 hooks. And my DBs are back when I go into when I go from overload 3 seam and cover 2, they stay back. So I'm in like a dime flat look.
Right, and if I throw to the flat, that guy might...
He'll clamp down. He comes down plays. So I really like that. But what's another strength of a 1-5-5 formation, just in general, is if you global blitz RB down, you're in an insta pressure situation.
Right.
So I really like that for those late game situations where your opponent is motioning, audibling, and you have one defense set up and you don't want to re-audible. Well, you could just, I'm sending everybody. It's a quick, easy way to generate pressure.
And look to just take the middle with Haha or the other guy. Depending on where you think it's going to go. You're sending 6.
Right.
So, all you got to do is kind of take away the stuff.
Ooh!
2 free, force either the short throw or, you drop to their first read.
That was kind of spicy, no?
That's pretty good.
How'd How did I get him like that? Try that again.
Yes.
How did everyone get to the end of the line of scrimmage like that? Do you know?
I think you maybe... what'd you do? Showed Blitz? Beat everybody? Trying to attempt to create that Blitz. It was pretty nice.
Show blitz?
There it is.
Yeah, it's kind of a show blitz, and then he's in here, right? I don't know. That'll work again? Snap the ball. Go. Maybe that works. You know why? It's because you have an interesting blitz angle.
Yeah,
Right, so if I go like this, right?
Ooh,
that's it.
They're shaking auto.
That's the one. Go. That's gonna work. I don't know. That's interesting. I kind of like that.
It's aggressive. It's gonna be super aggressive. You got to be ready to look to take things away across, but. Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Anytime you can get that many defenders that close to line of scrimmage like that, bad things for the offense are going to happen. So,
indeed.
Pro tip, I would say look into this.
All right, here we go. Next mailbag question. Let's go. Gibbs, what is the best budget offensive lineman? What ratings are important to you when you go after offensive linemen?
I look for pass block, I look for run block, I look for strength, and then I look for impact block. After that, I then start looking into things like acceleration, speed, agility. Those are things I look to, but those are kind of the 4 key ratings I look at. So, yeah, pull it up here.
So we'll take a look at a couple offensive linemen here, and then we'll kind of dig down and see what makes some guys inexpensive versus expensive. This Brandon Brooks, to me, is an excellent... There's a campus here, or it's a final edition, as a run blocker. I'm really only looking for 2 out of the 3. I want always 95 plus strength at this point in the season, and then I want either run block or pass block at 95 plus, and then I want 90 or so at the third stat, whether that's pass block or run block. So whatever type of guy I consider them, I don't want to pay for balance. I want to pay for massive Mike Iapati levels. At one position, at one spot, and then hopefully save and get my money's worth at the next position. And then I could always kind of sub dudes out. So I like to use Iapati as a example because the 94 overall is a great run blocker, but his pass block's not great. So you're going to save some coins here. Maybe not an Iapati, but on a guy like him who's less of a name value. Is something that I like. This guy here is a budget guy I always like as well. This Willie Colon, 85 overall. Mm-hmm. 94 strength, 95 pass block.
Right.
86 run block, but that's not what he does. He's a cheap. He's like 3K.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with this Vasquez from the Broncos, Super Bowl 83. 97 strength, 96 pass block, only 75 run block. But those are 2 of the best pass blocking guys in the game. They're not going to block in the run game, but you could always sub them out.
Yeah. Here's where I'm going to disagree with that logic. Mainly because on the offense side of the ball, a lot of times you'll come out on a play, then you audible into like a run. So you put yourself in a really, really, really bad situation if you do that.
You got some budget guys?
I got budget guys. My tier, I would say, I'd go 89 pass block or above, so it's 90 or above for pass block, 90 or above for run block, and 95 or above for strength. So very similar.
Yeah.
But the guys that you want to target, you can see in terms of value, we're talking about Dwayne Brown, left tackle, campus hero, 95 strength, 90 run block, and then he's got the 97 pass block. He's going for $29K.
Fits my example perfect.
$29K, that's your left tackle. You could go to your center. Pouncey, 78K is a little expensive, so we could go and take a look at Corey Lindsley Thanksgiving, 40K, 95 strength, 92 run block, 90 pass block.
I like.
Or you could go for the premium Pouncey, pay a little bit more and get a little bit more in the run block, a little bit more in pass block. Okay. So then I would then take you down the street to go see Walter Jones, Legend 93.
Best value on my budget sheet
for 58K.
Best value.
And then I'm going to take you down memory lane to left guard Orlando Franklin, 87 left guard most feared, 95 strength, 92 run block, or 90 run block, 92 pass block.
Then I get you the Brooks at right guard, and you're set.
Your last option would be a right tackle, which is you'd move Jared Veldheer from the Cardinals MVP, move him over to right tackle. 99 strength, 97 pass block, 90 run block.
Love it. That's a good budget
And
line
then
right there.
I mean, at that point, you're spending 100, 160, 185. You're spending 210,000 coins for just about the best offensive line you could really arguably have in the game. Like, you could obviously pay top tier, but this is going to be get the job done.
But those guys are going to cost you that much for one, you know?
Correct. Larry Allen. Larry Allen's good. He's not worth.
Larry Allen's very good, and you would be like, oh, he's a great run blocker, but at this cost,
not worth it.
Because, and especially his secondary stats,
Mm-hmm.
58 speed, 71 excel, aren't great. Where you compare him to Kyle Long, he has 91 excel, 78 speed. Yeah, he has the impact block, but can he get out there to make impact? Who knows?
Right.
So that's what's up. Giants 52500. If you want to submit a mailbag question, what you can do is tweet us at SGibs7 at Madden Bible. That's me. Tweet us there, and we will get you set up from there. I also tweet out from the Madden Bible account a link the day before the show for these type of questions, but we can still break it down from the chat. But
Can we try this one more time here for me?
you want to try a little blitz here?
I just want to stand right here and just want to see what happens.
All right.
Go.
Two
Daddy, lot
Three free.
Well, listen, they don't call me the mad scientist for nothing, Farles. Let me try it again.
Greg Robinson's also a great budget lineman. Indeed. He's been on my list. Ready? And you could have a lot of Greg Robinsons if you didn't miss this chapter.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that I have this innate ability.
You think this is a good blitz?
I absolutely think this is a good blitz. Listen, this is the third time I've run it. Give me time to identify how to make this nasty. Like, okay, Farles, that's not the best one of the best blitzes in the game. That's dual edge, and they are very tight. They are very tight to the edge. So let me go to cover 3 real quick. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell by the tone of your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry, Farles.
I'm excited. I'm excited you're excited.
Okay, now let me go to cover 3.
Good?
Yeah. I mean, gastric bypass surgery. Let me take it a step up. Next level. Ready? Are you ready for this?
You're sending 6, getting 2 free.
This is next level, Farles.
Trying to spy one guy. Right?
Go.
He doesn't want to show it. Let's see.
Dang. Okay.
0 free.
Okay, Farles.
No, I'm saying that's what it was.
I know.
Throw it right at your user. Disrespectful.
Yeah?
It's his first user play SGibs ever made, guys. Congratulate him.
Okay.
And follow the channel while you're here.
Hold on.
that
Oh,
little-
no. Go. Stay in.
Did I do that?
This is, yeah. I don't know what happened there.
SGibs in the nickel cycle playbook. This is the Packers defensive playbook right now. We gave you some free blitzes earlier. Right here, we're trying to step up and do some things.
Okay. I think you need... Alright, now snap the ball. Go. Maybe you need to send 5. That's easy touchdown, yeah. Congratulations. So, okay, I'm going to go...
How many did you try and send there?
I try to send 4. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm oddling to cover 2. I'm base aligning, or I'm show blitzing. Baseline, show blitz, right there. And then I'm global blitzing everybody. Maybe... I think I could probably just drop B into that hook there. And then I want to stand here, snap of the ball. I like that. So, okay. Step 1, I got it off the left edge, sending 5.
Okay.
So, baseline, show blitz, global blitz everybody. I'm going to bring this brochacho over here. Drop X this time over there. Now I'm going to sit over here, snap of the ball. Yup, daddy loves it. Pressure off the right edge. So now I just got to figure out... Now the puzzle is, how do I get that pressure
Both ways?
No, we had it both ways.
Well, we got it both ways, but you want it double time?
Well, no, I want it to like crash this way and then go like this. I want to be able to send. Hold on, I want to be able to send 4 and get a guy clean out that edge. Go. I'm close. I'm so close.
Powerful.
It's a quick setup too. Like you can go quick audible to cover 2. I got it. I got to run the play. Run the play.
Good?
Yeah, this isn't it, but run the play. I'm not going to take that safety. I'm not going to take that corner, I don't think. Because I'm going to do this.
Thanks for coming by, Mr. AMG.
I'm going to do this. Right? And then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go... But that leaves me really vulnerable in that left slot. There's something here, though, like... You leave that guy blitzing off the edge. I mean, there's something... Listen, guys, now run with this. This is your job now. We've laid the foundation. We'll show you one more time, hopefully. Cover 2 from nickel 155. Baseline, show blitz, global blitz everybody. Drag your nickel corner. Stand in front of the center area. Snap of the ball. Bang! That's a heater. That is a world-class heater. All right, my job is done here.
The Autumn Sky says it takes forever to set up.
It doesn't. You want to time me?
All right, ready?
Objectively time me.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I was done at 4.5, 5. I was done at 4.5, 5.
All right. Can you QB contain it all?
Yeah.
Let's try that. Who's containing? Let's see. Ooh, could be saucy. Ooh.
Maybe the key is to contain. Yeah, cover 2 man will work. Absolutely. The problem with cover 2... Whoa.
You like that stack, don't you? You like that power triangle?
Yeah, I'm gonna go here this time. Go ahead. And you get pressed on the outside, and you're sending gas.
Because it's flat zone.
No, it's cover 2 man.
Oh, cover 2 man.
Wait, am I gonna? You get the? What is this power triangle? Look at this.
The power triangle is pretty strong.
Oh, wait. What if I don't? Oh, if it just came organic. This is ridiculous. Wait. All right, we've spent too much time. We've spent too much time on this. This is interesting. This is why you show up for This Week in Madden Live. You never know.
Power angle.
The power triangle.
Gibbs, do you have any tips to find running lanes with the halfback? So right now, there's a lot of good players with tackle out there. On the defensive line, they got big ranges. Used to be able to kind of run free through the gaps, but now things kind of getting bottled up. People are able to kind of grab on you as you run by. What do you like to do when you run to make, not get sucked into tackles?
You got to take a look at where there's a hat on the hat. I mean, it's simple as that, right? Where are the defensive linemen? Where are the defenders that are on the line of scrimmage? You tell me. Where do you think they are on display?
I mean, right here, I'm going to follow probably 70 into the B gap.
Why?
Because there's nobody in front of them, so hopefully I'm going to get.
What happens if there was a defender right here? Where would you go next?
I'd probably try and cut back between 67 and 68, the left A gap.
Right, and the reason for it is because there's no defender directly over that player. So in theory, what ends up happening is you get a guard will go to like a double team, and then they'll peel off in the next level.
Right.
Which that means that's the path you want to follow behind. Because what happens if you try to run after the tackle and he doesn't win that matchup, he won there.
Right.
Then you could get stuck behind him.
And like this guy towards the edge, he's most likely to like peel off like that and then grab you. Whereas if you do run up the middle, yeah, there's more guys there, but like when there's dudes next to you, they're less likely to like peel off. Edge guys with nobody next to them peel and shed to the outside. These guys in this middle, they can't like shed because they got a guy next to them, so they can't play the get off the block animation the same way. I don't feel like, but I do agree with this question that it's a lot more treacherous out there. as far as run lanes go. You got fast guys, but you have such fast defenders now too. Now there's Von Millers. They can tackle from range, so people can really catch up to you, and you got to consider that in your run game. You can't just be running inside zone every single play. People have defensive setups for it. You got to be smarter. You got to be a little bit better.
Can you try passing real quick for me? Yeah. Oh, I didn't blitz the guy. Ooh, that was an up hit stick.
Up hit stick is so legit.
It's so pass again real quick. I'm in a lab mode right now that I don't want to ever leave. When you get in the lab mode, you just never want to leave it.
It's good. It's good. All right, here we go. Next mailbag question. This one is from D. Stu. Gibbs, what's your favorite Madden memory?
Wow. What is my favorite Madden memory? Let me think. Really what it was probably the old school TWIM days. I'm talking show 1 through 20.
Yeah?
Those are my favorite memories. I still have fun doing it, but it was so new then. We had a new audience. It was something that no one expected, so we were putting on something that no one had ever seen before. That was really cool. That's one of my favorite Madden memories. Going to the studios, you'd work all day. It was middle of winter, cold. Remember the drive home with your car not heating up properly?
Never.
And the late night conversations in the parking lot?
Good stuff.
And it's cold, freezing. One of my favorite Madden memories.
Always cold. I wish I could say mine was either winning my hometown tournament after 8 tries. I had always made the finals, always made the playoffs, but couldn't win the final game. Finally won the final game. I don't really remember it. I guess that would be good, but I don't recall the feeling. It's not a memory because I forgot how it happened.
How about your flip-flops?
I can't go back and think about it.
How about your flip-flop moment?
That was a good TWIM memory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't capture moments well in my brain, and then when I think back about them, they don't play like a movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's another one. I'll rant for you. I'll just pick another memory for you. This was back when we would stream if we weren't in the TWIM studios. This was still right on that frame. This was back when I was living in Brighton, right? Where we'd come over and we'd get that cheesy bread pizza, and then we'd stream by pointing the webcam on our laptop at the TV screen.
Cheesy bread pie was good too.
What was that name of that pizza place?
Pizza Etc.
Pizza, no. It might have been Pizza Etc. And it was you get one large cheese pie, but then to complement it, you got the cheese bread
basically
combo
like a second
thing.
pie.
But it was not. It had no sauce.
Yeah. But you got side dipping.
Or no,
sauce.
did you get Italian? You get an Italian sub from Pizza Etc. And then you got the cheese bread.
No, chicken kebab.
Chicken kebab. Oh.
Yeah.
Remember the sandwich we would also get was the Wolf. One of the sandwich. I don't think we ever told anyone.
Yeah, that place stunk though.
Yeah.
It too long to delivery.
Some people are saying the Zoom Zoom days.
Good.
Madden
good
TV.
days.
When I jumped in the snow.
That was good stuff.
I made a. Let me rephrase that. My favorite Madden memory is when I printed out a virtual face of yours, put it on a snowman, and then I stuck the living daylights out of that thing.
But can you remember that in your brain like a movie?
Absolutely. I remember the whole day. I remember doing it at work. I took the last 3 hours that day off to print this thing, and I left work early because I wanted it to be light out. I went home. My buddy Nate, Nate, he came with me. McKenna was there. He came. We built the snowman, and I just stuck the living daylights out of that stupid Z Farrell snowman. That's Z Farrell's man.
It's on YouTube. All right, here we go. Next question in the mailbag. This one is from Steeltown. Gibbs, who is the new best fullback in the game? Is it the Sherman, who just got a new item, the Okoye, or the DiMarco? I'll bring them up over here on Mudhead, and we will talk about these items.
Listen, I still think one of the best in the game is the out of position Poe, and for the I just think the value that you get from that Poe is bananas. 100 strength, and you get 95 trucking, and you get 95 run block.
For $25K, it's a good deal.
I just don't think I need to spend any more on a fullback ever when I get that out of position player. I'm not going to spend $230 on a fullback Anthony Sherman. Great Patrick DiMarco, fullback outside.
He's good.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's good. He is good.
He's
good.
And
Okoye, great. Okoye, he's good. 85 speed though.
100 strength.
Can't.
100 truck.
Can't.
I mean, you can't pay that much.
Can't pay.
Who would you want between these three?
Between those three?
Sherman, because he's the cheapest?
Well, you need to determine what's their job. Are they a run blocker or are they a runner?
He's the best run blocker.
Yeah, you go Sherman.
He's probably the best runner, even though he's a little slow. A fullback dive city. And then this guy's pretty balanced between the two. 91 strength, 96 run block, 88 truck. He breaks tackles. He does, I promise.
I know, but you can't spend $600K on fullback.
Cannot spend $600K.
You can't. You
can't spend more than $25.
You go Poe.
You get the po' boy.
You get the po' boy every time.
True. All right. Next question.
Doesn't matter. It's the 77 speed, like from Floppy Divock saying Poe is 77 speed though. But you're not going to be putting your fullback. Well, maybe it depends your scheme, but you shouldn't be putting your fullback in a position where you need them to run routes on the field. Because then you're talking about a very limited list of players. I would argue maybe that the highest route running for a fullback in the game is probably 78. That's just made up. I have no idea. But that's my thoughts. Like, you get into a different type of game. Maybe you got to put a tight end there. It's a different world.
All right, we hit up that question. Last question for now. Gibbs, who are the top 5 coverage middle linebackers in MUT? So... let's do this here.
Derek Brooks, Super Bowl.
Did he say MLB or just coverage linebackers? What did he say here in this? Let me ask the question.
Go back and check.
Who are the top 5 coverage MLBs? So coverage specifically, we'll go with zone. We'll give a zone coverage here. Guys, this is how we kind of sort. We use Mudhead. We kind of sort through everything. And let's see if we can get 87 and higher. At least.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
So 87 coverage or higher. So these are going to be your guys. This base Brandon Marshall, if you're on a budget, he's not really good anymore. This most feared Laurinaitis, if you're on a budget, he's been 2 of our guys. This road to the playoffs, Trevathan is there up there for you. He's got great pursuit, 99 pursuit on this guy. But where you really start to get into some dudes is Danny Trevathan. This Super Bowl edition has 91 zone, great hip power. The best, in my opinion, coverage guy is the Michael Kendricks. We've talked about this before. But then you do have...
What's his man? Are you
another MVP, Brandon Marshall, with 93 speed. Are you only concerned about man?
No, you need both. Like, you need to have both in the equation.
I consider zone.
Kendricks is really good. Zone... Okay, so Trevathan's good.
You like this new... Just look at this new Jarrell Freeman. I feel like he's kind of a reference for this question. For $46K,
Christian Kirksey.
88 speed with 90 hit power.
Man's too low.
84 strength, 89 zone?
Man's too low.
So you're thinking Christian Kirksey. So you're thinking... So Gibbs is...
No, Kirksey's definitely good. I love this Malcolm Smith, too. Like this guy is...
85 Malcolm Smith for $10K. Christian $10K. Jones for middle linebacker. And so Kirksey, Jones, Malcolm Smith, and Wesley Woodyard. Those are 4 other guys that give you a little bit more man.
Brandon Marshall is also going to be a nice option MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are some guys for you. I would go with Super Bowl Derek's with Brooks.
I would tell you,
but he's not a middle linebacker.
I would tell you if you're trying to get the best value, you go and start looking at outside linebackers. Maybe that's not the answer because you want just a middle linebacker, but to find the best available player that is going to give you like literally the best coverage, you need to open the list up to outside linebackers because the Derek Brooks Super Bowl, like if Price is no option for you here. Right. Like, you're hurting yourself by not playing him with 93 speed, 83 man, 94 zone.
Right.
Bananas.
It's crazy. So good question.
Great question.
From Silent Statements. Silent Statements looking to get on the mod.
All right.
Looking to get on the mod sticks.
In here?
It's up to you.
In here? Where is he?
He's somewhere in there. I don't present swords. Only SGibs presents
right
swords.
Here. Watch this. Silent Statements. I present to you this sword of power. Please use it wisely. Welcome.
Is RG Madden in the chat?
RG's here?
That would be awesome.
He is here.
What's up?
What's up, RG?
RG, do you want to play SGibs in the game of the week?
Don't do that to him.
Are you on Xbox One?
Don't do that to him. You know how he feels about playing games live against people.
But he won't have to be on camera.
I know.
If he wants to. He does not have to. We could schedule it for another time. All right, next question. That's
How is
pretty
JNol
much
not a mod?
all we got.
Time out. JNol not a mod? He's modded now.
Anybody ask any questions? How do we stop a QB sneak, Gibbs? What do you think?
Me? Let's try it out. I mean, I got a couple theories. What I usually do is I use the nickel 335 odd, but you definitely want one defender. Like, I think I could probably do it from 3-4. You want one defender directly over the nose. Let me see if I show Blitz. So this setup, like, in order to stop the QB sneak, you need to have a bear alignment, which is like the 3 down linemen directly over the guard, center, and guard. And then you need to blitz 2 interior guys, like right here. And you actually user one of them, like this, and you stick them in this gap. Because what you're trying to create here...
oh, hang on.
What?
Got to take the old screen down. My chat wasn't working, so that's why I was messing up here.
Oh.
So if you want to re-show what you got going on.
Oh.
My
Classic.
bad. Classic.
Classic
Farrell.
Can't see. At least it's not crashing. That's a good thing. So,
Indeed.
just run the play. So, first things first, one of the most important parts about defending a quarterback sneak is having a bare front. What's up? Why are you hitting your head?
Because I goofed.
Oh, you're all right, man. It's all right.
Happens.
People make mistakes. Jeez. You want the bare front. So, what that is having a guard, a defender over the guard, defender over the center, and a defender over the other guard. Then, from there, you want to have some type of blitz from the inside interior attacking these gaps right here. Because in theory, if you look at this, don't snap the ball, but if both these linebackers here are attacking these gaps, who is going to pick them up?
Nobody,
because
the fullback.
In theory, if your defensive line does their job, the fullback would have to pick up one, and that would mean the quarterback is going to go one-on-one with one of those defenders. So that's the idea and the theory behind the way I play quarterback sneak D. And I found that it works the best from nickel 3-5 odd, but this is, in theory, what I do. So snap of the ball, I'm looking to just kind of get like that right there. You see how that defender is going to come down? And I want him to just clamp on him. And keep in mind, like, QB sneak, man, like going for inches. Like, the game sometimes will, like, see, this is why it's important to have a D tackle over the quarterback. Because see how the quarterback stalls now? And he's got nowhere to go? And that's also why it's really important to have a D tackle with high strength and block shed so that potentially he gets off that block and makes a play. If he doesn't, you have your big bad boy number 47 coming in and blowing up the quarterback.
Yeah, and I think you want to click on and tap X as much as possible because I think you want to try and get into a tackle animation to try and knock him back if possible.
Right, so let me show you that again. So you blitz the middle linebacker there, and then you get in the belly of the defense here. And, you know, what people might be saying, and it worked there. Okay, I'm putting my guys in position to make the best play possible.
Right.
It's not going to always work. But you know what? When it does work, it's a magical thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. So I know a critique of this defense and that some people in the community, they don't love this because you're immediately going to go, I'll just run a toss. And that's true.
Right.
But my objective is I want to stop you from running a fullback dive or a quarterback sneak.
Correct.
I'm not letting you do that to me.
And a toss, yeah, you could break a toss for a touchdown, but a toss, you can lose yards. Like a sneak, you're not really going to lose yards. You really could, like, lose yards.
Right.
But, yeah, we've seen some good examples of people showing how to slow it down. Zan in the Brain Trust has quarterback sneak defense in there. So if you're subscribed to the Twitch channel, go to your Twitch messages or email me, and it's all in all the old content which you'll get. Zan has quarterback sneak defense in there.
Playmaker
the other way.
Playmaker the other way, just to show. So if you were to go to either, like, the cat and mouse of this is like, don't do it yet. Like, the cat and mouse of playing quarterback sneak D and fullback dive D is like, what ends up happening is against a savvy player, if I go here, they're going to go, oh, I can't run the fullback dive there. And then they playmaker the other way. But in theory, you should be set up like, so if they do playmaker the other way, it's still muddy and there's a chance you win that battle. I think this gives you the best chance. This is something I've done for years.
Would you run commit with that? That's what people are saying. Would you run commit with that setup?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That's definitely an option. Yeah, why not? Why not run commit? Well, don't snap it yet. Go ahead. Yeah. I mean, it's still roughly the same, but this is the way I've defended quarterback sneaks for years. I go ahead and I do the math approach. Like, I play Madden and I do math. I try to make math equations out of everything. Like, what you just did there is a math equation. Like, that was fundamentally a math equation of what you were trying to get a receiver open. You sent 2 receivers in one part of the field, and there's only 1 defender. And that's where the offense wins.
I like it. All right, here we go. It is time to go through some final additions, and then we will get into the game of the week. SGibs, you want to load up your squad?
Yeah.
We're going to go over these. No one in the chat stepping up to the table to play SGibs in the game of the week.
Get some juice over here.
Who knows? Let's find you a tough opponent, Gibbs.
My team is good.
I want to find someone that's going to give you that L, though. That L.
Rad Tech has a great question. Hey, guys, love the show. Best nickel cornerback. I would say probably Night Train Lane.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson, like
strong.
Like original or secondary Rod Woodson, or like Rod Woodson is a very good one as well. Same with Charles Woodson because they're both like strong, tackle well.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
That is what you need. We need Xbox players. All right, here we go. Let's look at final edition. So we said on the show we were going to talk free agency, which we did. Talked middle linebackers, gave you that O-line. We talked about creating an offensive scheme. Gibbs, in your opinion, do ratings above 100 matter?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Cam Chancellor has like 102 hit power. You like that?
Cam Chancellor single-handedly brought me back and won a game for me the other day. And I think it's because of his 102 hit power. I'm sold.
You sold? All right.
And I didn't even do it. It was just organic with him. You ready to see this God Squad?
We'll see it. Let's go and look at these things here. Get on Xbox One. We'll tell you when we're going to match up.
Should I play JNol?
Is JNol on a game?
Is he on Xbox One? Here's my squad. It's a good squad, I think. Alshon Jeffrey's really good.
You like the Alshon?
Love the Alshon. I mean, Urban's better, but what do you think about this team?
You really like Odell at the 1?
Love Odell. Listen, I've been rolling Odell at the 1 for far too long to not use him at this point.
You think he's that good?
I still rock him. Like, I don't love the Calvin, and then I'm like
Why don't
Odell,
you love the Calvin?
because he doesn't show up. Ever since last week, like, doesn't show up for me. All right. Yeah, JNol, send it to my username. That's my offense. That's my defense.
JNol, longest in the building, and JNol's very, very good. So
He is good.
that's going to be a good game.
Here's the squad.
This is a man of the people squad, huh?
Yeah, I'm playing. I have Pernell McPhee on my team. I have Brandon Marshall on my team.
He doesn't play, though.
Yes, he does. You don't know that.
You still use that Bowman?
Who?
Navarro Bowman?
Yes, Bowman's real good.
I know. Do you
He's a backup.
96 pop?
Hey, he's a backup.
All right, let's go through final edition. Any other notes on your team you want to make?
Like, really, I haven't seen Anthony Barr.
Do anything yet?
I just haven't seen him do anything.
Yeah.
The Mean Joe makes plays. This Cromartie.
You got the Poe at 5?
Who?
Poe?
Yeah.
No, it's not the new Poe. I was wondering. I didn't know if it was the new Poe.
No.
You think Taylor's better than Von Miller?
Who?
LT is better than that Von Miller?
Yeah.
Is that the Von Miller?
Yeah.
Is that Super Bowl or Team of the Year?
Because this Taylor does everything. I know he does weird things. That's why I like
The
him.
Terrell Suggs is so good.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of, and I like that the Taylor has a 96 block shed. In combo with Suggs on the opposite side.
The Woodson and the Bat Pete are impossible.
What do you mean?
They're so nasty.
But my defense is set up to play nickel 3-3-5. Don't forget that.
Man version. DRC in the slot, is that good?
Awesome.
Does he not get pancaked?
I
Does he tackle if he gets on the
use
pitch?
him for coverage. He doesn't pick anything off. All he does is swat. Like, he swats drags. And that's, I don't know. It's bizarre.
Who do you sub in to be beef then?
For
Night
what?
Train?
Through 35?
Yeah.
This is my lineup. I roll with
What
this.
about if you were blitzing the corner off the edge?
I use DRC.
In the run game, he sets the edge.
He gets in this. We'll see.
Who's your safeties?
Charles?
You think that Cam's that good because you use them?
Monster.
All right.
Monster.
All right. We'll see. We'll see. You should go to find your invite from JNol. SGibs against JNol. Going to be a really good game.
How do I find my invite here?
Probably middle button. Hopefully. We'll run through these final editions. All right, guys. New final editions are here. Anthony Sherman is the hero. He has 89 strength with 100 run block and 86 speed. Only 80 truck, though. So this guy right here is not a fullback dive guy. He is a run block, get out there, get out in front. He's got the strength, got the run block
back out
to get it. But the issue right now, we mentioned it, he's 600,000 coins or so. Can't pay. You need to get the Poe, put him against the Sherman, and you're saving yourself 500,000 coins plus. For 25K, you can get 95 strength, 95 run block from Poe. That's really the only spot you can go at fullback, unless you just have an embarrassment of riches.
JNol with the Des Cotta name for his team.
Now, Cam Hayward, I'm a huge fan of. 95 strength, 96 block shed, 95 power move. I mean, that's a 3-down player. That's similar to the Michael Bennett, right? That's like somewhere close to what Michael Bennett was.
That is a beautiful item.
With 80 speed instead of 83 speed, and like 90 excel instead of 93 excel.
What's his coin? Dude, that is a really good 93.
I bet he'll settle in. He's 82
He'll
right
settle,
now.
but that's... What's his power move, finesse move? Just finesse.
Finesse is low, 67.
That's okay. He's 93.
He's a one-style rush player. I think the Tuit, he's the next version of that Tuit, next version of that Derek Wolfe. But as his price comes down, he's going to be very, very good. This Freeman, 89 zone coverage, 88 speed, 90 play rec, 87 block shed, good strength, just kind of chill in the middle, be an every down player for a budget team. Great.
What's his coin?
Let's see, 50,
oh,
46,
great.
And he'll come down a lot as well.
It's good value. 98%.
He's just strong enough, good enough power move.
He loves seeing 90s at all the key stats: block shed, play rec, or pursuit rather.
Morgan Burnett, only 82 zone to mix with his 90 speed. I think you can get better values at this point. He's too balanced across the board. You want either way more hit power or way more excel, or more height or more zone in there. So I'd pass on this Burnett for now. There's many other good versions of items. Alex Mack has 94 strength with 95 run block and 90. Yeah, that fits our category perfectly. I really like this Alex Mack at center. And then lastly, Charles Sims gets 95 speed, 92 elusive.
Game started.
96 excel. His agility's too low for an elusive style back, in my opinion. So that's why.
Let's take a look at JNol's lineup here.
Okay. JNol's record: 1,000 wins, 52 losses.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I played him early in the year.
He's good. He's
has got
Michael
Vic?
Yes. He's also got the Jamal Farrells. Christian Okoye.
He's got OG Okoye. He's still got Amari Cooper and Demaryius Thomas. That's how you know he's a baller. And he's got Brandon Cooks.
Now you got speed.
How's that cookie?
Good. I got one for you too. But you don't get it unless you win.
See his offensive line. Offensive line.
Just let me know when you want my phone.
He's rocking value on the offensive line.
Let me know when you want my foot to unplug the Xbox.
He's going Zadarius Smith.
And we're gonna do blindfold, right?
Interesting. He's got value at DNs, paying premium inside. Barr. User Shazier, Keekly, Malcolm. That's a good play. All right, he's got... Okay, so I got to look for... Oh. All right. Good start. Big Ray Ray. All right, Farrells.
All right, here we go. SGibs on defense, running the 3-3-5 odd. Jamal Charles picks up 5 yards up the middle there, an inside zone for JNol. JNol, opponent tonight in the game of the week.
I just can't.
let's see what happens here. Second down. Michael Vick in the trips tight end formation. He's going to do another inside zone. Pressure's going to come in off the left edge. That's Malcolm Smith out there. Definitely a coverage guy, but fast enough to get in, make some plays. Unblocked there. That's really the only way you can beat a Malcolm Smith is to block him. Gibbs on 3rd and 5. Setting up man defense. JNol gun bunch right. Gibbs calling that press, but couldn't get his press in. So he took a timeout. I like it.
And a great pass rusher.
I got Pat's offense, by the way, guys.
3rd down on the way. The Cowboys lined up, bunch formation.
First 3rd and 5 here. Guy goes back to gun bunch. Just JNol. He's got Vick, left-hander. Throws a quick out off the motion. A nice one. Right there for JNol. SGibs playing a cookie game. Cookie on the line. He loses. I get to eat it in his face. That KC divide play, guys, if you're in the Brain Trust, there's written out setups about best man beaters in the game. Inside zone. He's going to cut it off to the right and Cam Chance plays the lumber. And SGibs can't flick the right stick up because he's a noob. That loses a touchdown. If you don't score, that's on you.
Cam! I told you I liked the Cam.
That was... You smashed him. And that was all user, too.
That was all user, kid.
Wow. Ray Lewis. You got to flick, bro.
I know. Let's go. That was awesome.
SGibs with an emotional scream right there. Only 9:26. All right, here we go. Extract trail, cover 4 it looks like for his opponent.
If I know JNol, if I know the community, this is some type of cover 2 blitz that I gotta take advantage of.
Okay.
Michael Vick will take it from the gun.
Goes underneath to Hines Ward. See in at tight end.
Yeah. Crossfire. You get caught up in a crossfire.
Jamal Charles. RIP headphone users. SGibs play of the day.
Alright, she's got 4 down linemen.
Does he have the right edge?
So he's got 4 down line. He's got a guy stacked in that gap.
Do you have the right edge? You don't. I know you don't run, but. Oh, A-gap. Got picked up.
I slid down. Does
that pick it up?
I mean...
Do you have that right edge? 2nd and inches. I don't know.
I understand.
I shouldn't be asking. I'm just saying. SGibs against JNol. JNol. Okay, it's not there. SGibs with the Pats playbook instead of the Browns. 3rd and 1. Trying to decode JNol's defense. He knows JNol's a very good player, so he expects him to be doing some of the high-level meta stuff that we see.
3rd and short.
Picks up the blitz.
Marshall Falk, give me the first down.
Falk using all of the 88 catching traffic. JNol obviously going with the cover 2 there. That was Pop City.
Yeah, that's why you get a Marshall Falk. Yeah, he's running nickel strong. I faced this before. It's good.
It's very good. SGibs making his adjustments here. Gun split close. Going to motion Hines Ward across. Pressure gets picked up. He throws it to Hines Ward anyway, and he scores an ew touchdown.
Why is that you?
Because that was covered.
In theory,
he almost picked it.
I mean, I gotta test him.
Yeah, that was an ew touchdown.
I mean, he went over and covered it. No, but I'm gonna go over there and make him cover that. So next time, like, I would want to go underneath.
He's got to. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
One of.
I'm not saying. Yeah, he made a good play. He got over there. It just didn't work out for him. Right.
It was an ew touchdown.
Oh, all right. Cool. I'll take an ew touchdown all day.
An ew touchdown.
Ew. A mew?
Should have been picked.
Okay.
Cowboys are set to take the field again.
I'm just announcing the game. I'm not putting any emotional stock into it. I'm just Phil Simms in this thing. This guy right here, I tell you. Michael Vick, he's a great quarterback, man. Here we go.
That's for sure. That's a good way of seeing it. So the motivation can't make those kind of
next
mistakes. You gotta go out there and
drive after a fumble for JNol. Fumbled with Jamal Charles early. Gibbs trying to get it set up. JNol making his adjustments. Runs the ball off the edge. Picks up 12. Halfback base. Saw the D end on the left side of the screen stand up. Try and defend that base.
Look out here. They're going to blitz. They're all packing the line of scrimmage.
And the end of the first quarter.
Seven City knows great players make great plays.
I'll take a 1 in the chat if that was a dot. I'll take a 2 in the chat if it was an EO touchdown. I'm just announcing the facts. Here we go. Michael Vick. JNol investing the coins in the left-handed quarterback. Gibbs comes in. Gets the tackle by T-Sizzle. And I'm glad to see Gibbs using that Terrell Suggs. I find he's pretty much the best run defensive end in the game, either end or LB. Regardless, everyone's had EU touchdowns. It still counts on the scoreboard for 7. So, offsides, takes the free play, and that should that's an EU first down.
Yeah, sure. It happens.
Of course it happens. It's Madden.
Right. That's why I'm not.
I lost the game on 4th and 13 because Demarius Thomas EU caught on my Pat Pete 98 Combine 101. I'm not mad about it.
You happens in real life.
I'm still wicked mad about it.
You happens in real life.
I'm not still super salty about it. All right. Ooh. He gives it back to Charles, and Charles runs it on down. 6 carries for 38 yards, but the 1 fumble for Charles early in this game. Let's see. A little more trips tight end here. Vic, hands off to Walter Payton right there. 98 truck on that Walter Payton. T-Sizzle in there on the stop again.
We got a heartbreaker. Heartbreaker.
It was the worst because I battled all the way back in that game. But this is not about me. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Vic in the pistol, strong power. People often try that run, and it was the counter right there. You see JNol with the good left stick thumb work to really kind of dip and dot with
it was a good run.
That was the first time he had used a pistol.
He ran,
also.
and then he did this. One of these went, boop, cut it back in. We had good contain. We were blitzing off that edge, but he did a great job. Like, a lot of times you'll see players, they'll want to keep taking that outside, and that's where you could get the block shed. He cut that back, like, cut that and ran for the touchdown.
So, nice LaCroix lemon soda water, for the fans wondering at home. You feel like you'll make Rundy adjustments? You're not
Did I not already cause one of the biggest plays in the game with my Rundy? That's the whole point. I want one-on-one shots.
I'm just asking questions for the chat.
Okay.
You can adjust. That's how I play Rundy.
Yeah.
I wait, and then I adjust later. Ooh, shot, play. The pressure initially looked picked up. Then it looked like it was not picked up. Then it did get picked up. But the wise check down underneath to the Marshall, who's the best pass catcher in the game at halfback. So Gibbs having a good check down makes it super manageable. 2nd and 2. Bringing on a top-tier opponent right now for you guys to watch. We had a community challenge. J.O. been in the community as long as anybody. And there, Anthony Barr picks 1, and he takes it down to the 1-yard line. Underneath Reed. Stolen right there. You can submit questions for Twitter. For TWIM on Twitter. I have a Google form where you can put the documents in, and etc. Let's see if Gibbs has that QB sneak D. Showed a little earlier. Michael Vick here making some adjustments. We'll see if he still sneaks it. And he does.
If the defense is not going to play for the quarterback,
Goes up 14-7 Gibbs with another shot, though, out of drive. And I think Gibbs gets ball at half. So he'll be in good position here. If he can get some points, he's got plenty of time to get 7. At least get 3, and then he gets ball after half. Twitter is @MaddenBible and @SGibs7. I post
Dion.
a form. You see it down here below. Shout out to the YouTube crowd who watches tomorrow, but @MaddenBible, that's where you'll find the form to submit questions. You can also just tweet the questions there, but the form really helps, and I usually share it on Tuesdays, but you can fill it in and it will stay. Nice flat 2nd and 9 right there.
but you got to be smart, you got to be efficient, and get the job done. Good job of hurrying up and getting on that football.
Shout out to Terrell for the follow. 2nd and inches. Pressure gets picked up and the block gets shed. Right there. It's fighting at that angle. That angle sometimes comes clean, but even if it doesn't come clean, it still fights at a pretty good angle.
You got to throw it sometimes deep down the middle. The safeties are not there.
Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker.
The Cowboys are going to burn the first of their 3 timeouts right here.
I think he's at 4-4, actually.
Incomplete pass, it's 3rd down.
3rd and inches here. He goes to the Poe boy, and Poe picks up a nice gain. 50 seconds. Plenty of time here. Still has his 2 timeouts. Just got to try and get a chunk. Catch up with you later, crazy goofballs. MQU. It's Madden Bible. MADDEN BIBLE. Calvin Johnson one-on-one. Good play there by Gibbs. He was patient. He made sure that JNol first did a really good job going to the seam, but then JNol dropped to the flat, but Gibbs then threw the seam. The defender did get in close, but that's a nice, easy shield catch to pick it up. Gibbs here at the 35-yard line, looking like he's going to go to the toss. Maybe conceding to the field goal early. You got to see what he does here. Got Odell in the slot left.
The wide receiver shifting around in motion. The Patriots will take the
PA, Vic one-on-one, Calvin Johnson dropped.
But instead, it's knocked away incomplete.
Good shot play right there. Had appropriate protection to pick up the pressure. I don't think he had called PA from there yet, so it worked. It got Calvin into a one-on-one position, but he couldn't hang on to the ball. Thank you, MQU, for the follow. What's up, Mad Scientist 06?
Mad Sci?
For those of you guys that don't know, Mad Sci, one of the best CFM guys
go,
in the
Mad
game.
Sci.
Great tips for CFM, great feedback, long-time community member, an OG. 2nd and 10. Can't really, he can afford a sack time-wise, but not yardage-wise if he wants a field goal, but he still has a lot of work to do here from this position on the field. Vic calling plays, picking up pressure, goes downfield to Calvin one more time. And this time, the one-on-one coverage pays off. Sherman against Calvin. Calvin retired today. Comes up with a touchdown, though. Good patience. How'd you pick up the pressure?
Block 7. He blocks. He's sending heavy pressure. He's running cover 3 up top. He's leaving one-on-ones on the outside. I'm going to block 7, try and pick up the pressure and play action, and I'm going to take my shot with my big dogs downfield.
I like it. The Autumn Skies, what are you thinking? Like instead of a star, give them something else?
Now I love Calvin.
That was big. That was good. So you going quarters 3 deep here, or
They've been having their way with that defense on these last few possessions. Well, let me say this, Jim, it's not that easy to score points in the NFL, not the way they're making it look, and they're confident.
So Mad Scientist, he streams sometimes, but he also has a radio show that you can check out Him and Shotmaster. Shotmaster, obviously another veteran that's always in the chat. They take your CFM questions. They also know a lot of like tips and tricks about, all the traits, superstar trait, where to spend your XP, tips for the draft. Those are the guys I look to when I need help in CFM. All right, so only an 8-yard gain there. I think it felt like a lot of yards. It was a good first play, but nothing killer yet. So man-to-man, trips route here to the right. Throws the quick out again one more time. Nice 10 yards on that play. Once again, guys, that play is broken down in the Brain Trust. There's a forum topic this week about everyone's favorite man-to-man beating plays. I shared one of mine, but somebody else shared that play. And people from the Brain Trust messaged me and said, hey, whoever put that play in there, that play's great. I've been reading through the topic, finding all the best plays, and that one's been really working for me. 9 seconds left here. He's about 25 yards from field goal range, so nice catch right there. Gets him down 3 seconds. He should be able to hit this field goal Z-spot. A good man-beating play. Let's see if he can hit it with this McManus.
Poor in the half, man. I was playing the time game, but that was a nice little Z-spot route.
Hits the 3 to make it 17-14, but Gibbs does get ball at half.
Played timid there, played to the clock. He had great clock management.
So good players always doing well at the end of half. That was a good truck by him.
Yeah, Hayward got destroyed.
Was it Dez? Who was that?
I don't know.
Strong Power, Yummy Pie Monster was amazing last year, but it's not that good this year. But against the right defense, it's made a resurgence at the end. Like the last month, it's made more of a resurgence at the right times. It's not an every down run, though. Plus, it's only informations where you kind of know it could potentially be happening.
First down at the 20.
Throwing to underneath. Underneath route was open there. Bar making some plays. I wonder if that's the positional bar or the ropes play.
That was bad.
All right, 17-14 Gibbs. Opens it up with the turnover. Got to get a stop here. At least hold him to a field goal. Let's see if JNol goes back to the ground game, which has been working. Does not look like it here. He's going to get an outside release to Charles. Oh, and an overthrow on Ray Lewis. So the speed advantage there to Charles, but Vic delivers the overthrow. Ouch. Cal ruled for my defense in the 1-4-6. Let me think about it.
But you must hit open receivers like that.
The spy is pretty important. I mean, anyone can spy, but I find it pretty big. I'd say that right side of the screen coverage linebacker with Derek Brooks.
Defense guessing, make them react instead of attack. The defense has got to be a little aggressive here. Your team is down. You've got to attack this offense. You don't want them to get in there and get another score.
See, there it is. You see it once, and then you don't forget, and then they go back to it, and you're able to slow it down. Because it does take a while. Like I said, it does counter some blitz in normal run defenses, but it can be stopped. Here to the right, doesn't get the defense set up for it, and picks up a couple. Going to have a red zone. 3rd and 8, so 8 yards. He can get a first down, but it's just kind of 3rd and goal. JNol up 17-14. See if he stays on the ground or goes to the air. Looks like a motion for the first time from this set. So we haven't seen this before. And the pressure comes in. Everything was covered. I think he was looking to a corner route over there, but he was able to stop it. So he's going to go up 20-14. He got the kick before the half, and now he got one after the half. But Gibbs going to get ball only down 6.
When you get great field position, Jim, you got to take advantage of it. The offense
Yummy Pie Monster. I like the Desmond Trufant. He's got a couple versions that are good. There's a lot of corners right now that have both high man and zone.
All over him at the 18-yard line. The Patriots offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake. The last time they had the ball, the turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect
All right,
game.
we'll see
When you're talking about football,
where Gibbs goes here. See if he tries to run. See if he Gibbs is a passer through and through. Loves to pass the ball. He's in the Patriots offensive playbook. But here it looks like he is going down a little bit to the ground game. Poe can't get fully out wide, and good run defense there. 2nd and 15. They don't have the Wildcat, otherwise I sense like this would be a time he might give it a shot.
Crowd the line of scrimmage. Look out. This could be a blitz.
Tight ends in motion here. Vicks back in shotgun.
Pressure comes up the middle right there. 99 on the heater. I'm not sure who that is, but move coming in fast.
3rd down now. The Patriots at the line of scrimmage. Split backfield.
Big 3rd and 15 here.
The receiver around to the other side. They'll send it back to the quarterback out of the
Pressure screams from Lawrence Taylor right there.
Force the quick 3 and out.
The punt play some defense.
Gonna have to punt and lock up here. Punting from the 4.
Patriots are gonna punt it.
Gonna need a bounce. Looks like JNol is in the nickel strong.
No, 4-4.
4-4.
Austin's gonna look for space now.
Ooh, okay.
And a run back of about 4. The Cowboys have done a whale of a job taking their halftime lead and adding a whole lot more to it here in the 3rd quarter.
And they're just doing everything we
Gibbs
saw
going back to
in
the
first
3-3-5
half.
odd.
Dominating the
JNol
physical
goes
play
to,
and
looks
just
like
being
the
more physical than the defense.
pistol where he's ran strong power from.
In the pistol.
He's also passed a little. Let's see what he does here.
The quarterback motions the wide receiver.
With the motion, he tried this in the red zone last time,
Boys from the 37.
but this time he keeps it on the ground with strong power. Picks up no gain.
He didn't get many yards that time on that run, but he's had a terrific day. When there's an opportunity to get some yards, he's been there to take advantage of it.
The Cowboys.
4th quarter.
As we get this final quarter underway.
86 Poe. Yeah, the Hankins is good.
Breaking huddle at the 35.
There's a lot of cheap options. I had to think about that, but that's a good question.
He'll take the snap.
Strong power to the right. Ooh, Cam Chancellor makes a nice tackle right there. Third and 8. Another 3rd and 8 here. 34-yard line.
After that run,
In the gun bunch formation. Very popular.
they put their receivers in a bunch formation. Vic's got it in the gun.
Pressure's coming in. Vic's trying to scramble. Throws it away. Good job throwing it away. It's going to save him 3 points. And Vic just able to get that ball out.
He'll try this one from 51. The field goal attempt is good. It's good. They add another 3 here at the start of the 4th quarter.
Still got
Make
timeouts.
things a little more
9-point game, plenty of time.
Oh, I think they're feeling good. They
Need
like where
things
they
to go
stand
my way.
right
I
now.
need just a couple of things to go my way here in the
Just trying to
4th.
milk that clock and speed
Like
the
to
process
make
up
this happen.
as the game goes
Had things
on.
go my way already in the game,
The
but
Patriots offense failed to muster a single first down the last
just
time
Pat's
they
done
had it.
much.
Let's see if their offense this time can create a few sparks.
Well, you know the coaches were upset at them when they went to the sideline, so the sense of urgency is there. You should be fired up, and I expect a better drive this time.
Tight end in motion. First down at the 20.
Pressure gets picked up,
Over it for the sack.
but comes off the right edge instead. The left flat was open, but I could see the hesitancy to throw. There was a drag there, but there was a defender somewhat in the area. Second and 18 here. Odell going out to the right side. The PA on a bad snap goes one-on-one to Calvin. Calvin comes down with it right there.
So that bad snap, that was
scary. That's not what you wanted to see.
So that first down by the offense, maybe that'll give them some confidence, and we'll see where they go with it from here.
Vic making his adjustments, looking for ways to pick up that pressure. A lot of options available, but comes in again. 99 Aaron Donald?
Second and 10 coming up. The Patriots at the line of scrimmage with their set of receivers in a bunch formation. The Patriots take it from the 43.
Pressure gets picked up. Calvin Johnson downfield hangs on to the ball in the one-on-one coverage. And that's the name of the game is, can you pick up the pressure? Can you get it to your best receiver in a one-on-one situation? So far, Calvin's caught 3 one-on-ones. He's got 5 catches overall on the day. Only dropped, I believe, 1 so far. Mad Scientist, Twitch name is Mad Scientist 06. You can go search for Game Changer Radio. Doom Crew, search for Game Changer Radio if you want to see Mad Scientist CFM show.
First down at the 16.
Flats wide open. Hines Ward can't juke his way into the end zone, but does get down to the 9-yard line.
Good job by the offense here. Hustle up, get that football snap, conserve time, and most of all, conserve that timeout. Those are big down the stretch.
Throws across to Odell. Down to the 4. He's going to hurry it up here. He's got first and goal.
Oh, absolutely. They need 7 to get back into this football game to make this game closer. Once you get inside the 10-yard line, of course, the field is very small.
Goes to Odell, but can't hit the throw. Almost a conservative tiptoe catch at the end zone. He can consider the run, but he's got to consider the clock as well. So he can pass. I know it's tight in the red zone, but shout out to Big Daddy Chatty for the sub hype.
The offense heads to the line for the 7th play of the drive. The wide receiver.
JNol's been in our community for about 5 years at least. Gates drops the rock in the corner.
They're going to go with the pass, and if it is a pass, I would look for something quick.
Coming up, 3rd down, a huge moment.
They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving
Big 3rd and goal here. He can always kick the field goal. Worst case if he doesn't get it. So it's not a 4th goal. It's not a 4-down territory. So.
3rd and goal at the 4.
There you go. A little hitch to Andre Johnson. He's going to kick the extra point here, make it a 2-point game, and then he just needs to get a stop. He's got 3 timeouts, so he's still in good position. See what runs JNol goes with, see if he goes for the pass. We don't know yet. Gibbs has made it. He's had at times he's stopped the inside zone. At times he's stopped the strong power. He's going to have to pull it all together though here, or get an up hit stick.
Reed's got it on the return. He's tackled right at the 36. That return's good for about 6.
All right, minute 10 to go.
Doesn't want to do anything to screw this one up at this point, Bill. They've got the lead.
Needs a defensive stop.
Wow, you're such a positive guy, Jim. I like
Gonna
that.
add Night Train in the game.
Don't screw it up.
Add Zach Thomas, some good run stuffing, defenders. Make JNol beat him here. See if it is going to be the strong power. It is a strong power off the right edge. And it picks up 5.
The Patriots will stop the clock here with this timeout, needing to preserve time. Coming up, second down.
Same formation.
Charles,
Let's see what it is. It is a strong power off the left edge, and that time Charles picks it up.
Don't do it.
Takes it down for the first down. That just about finishes it. We'll see what JNol does here.
Here's the football marked at the 47. First down at the 47. Searching for space to the right.
Big hit there from Chancellor. Can't force it. Gibbs takes his last TO.
Trying to hold on to every precious second. Second and 4.
I like the quick snap approach. Makes it tough to set up the run D for it.
The Cowboys in the pistol formation.
Run commit there.
Lanes all over the ball carrier.
Well, this is not a surprise.
Walter Payton, five carries, 5 yards. But Charles with a good day besides the one fumble early. JNol's going to close this out. Be smart and keep it in Vic's hands on 3rd and 7.
Good game, J.O. J.O. Good name, JNol. Good game, JNol.
Good battle.
Good
battle.
God, that pick.
I'd say the field goal at the end of the half hurt you.
Yeah. That was bad. That was bad.
You held them to field goals in the red zone, so like you did a good job recovering, but the picks hurt.
This is the where was it? So this is where I said this is bad Madden was I wanted to throw. I literally pressed the wrong button. I wanted to throw the drag underneath, and I threw to the angle.
Yeah.
And he just picked it.
Nah.
But he made.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to throw to the drag, and
yeah. I thought the other play was the one where you.
Oh, was it the other one?
Yeah.
But is that the touchdown? No, he didn't get a touchdown on that one. It's one he got a touchdown on. He returned the touchdown. There's another one.
To the 1 yard line. Yeah.
Where is it?
It was after the half. It was like the first play after the half.
This one.
Yeah. I thought this was the bad one.
Yeah, that was it.
I
wanted to throw to the drag. That's not an overthrow.
Right.
Like that's not like a bad throw by Vic. That was.
Yeah.
I threw to Calvin. And I wanted to throw to him.
Who's 99?
Aaron Donald.
Is it? I think there's something special about Aaron Donald, or
probably like a combination of like his speed and excel, maybe.
Do you maybe need a DT there or something? Right. You
it's 4-4, so you could put a DN there.
Right.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you? Is Aaron Lynch an outside linebacker? Yeah. Right.
Let me see. Yeah. I mean, those two things were big, like big plays that he made. That like led to the
84 speed for from that. How did you pick up the pressure when you were able to?
I wasn't having great success in split close picking it up. Like sometimes I would, but like he still got in shady. Like he got in like that shady way, like where he'd get in, but then a guy would slide over, which then messes up everything you're doing. So I think I went to gun bunch a little late because I started having some success, and I mean he was going to send those blitzes, so I'm going to throw downfield.
Right.
So if I get a one-on-one, I'm going to go downfield, and he did a good job. I wasn't adjusting to it, like really dotting it up. So because that was.
Yeah, you mixed in.
That was some fire.
the Hines Ward late to the right.
Yeah.
Like you hit that flat to the right late. What would you do differently, like in your run defense?
I wouldn't. I wanted to go for one-on-one opportunities. I would probably need to change the strong power defense.
Yeah.
That was not a good defense for strong power because he was typically. Let me see. So typically, when you have one of these guys out wide, they'll eat the blocker. So here's the problem I was having, right? So see the safety?
Yeah.
He went to the right side every time. So if he ran the ball to the right, I would have a better shot stopping this. But see how the tight end is peeling up? My blitzer is getting eaten up by the first guard. I have no other defenders.
Right.
So this is a bad defense against this strong power from Ace. Because like he go anywhere, right?
Right.
And then show it again. Where is it?
Yeah, we saw Mo switch to strong power, I think, in his semifinal game or his initial.
This was a good run. This was a good run by him. He extended the run to the sideline because he saw that I was coming, and I went for it.
Yeah.
That was a good run. Like,
right.
If you watch that on tape, you might people might not recognize that, and they'd go, "Oh, that's not that good of a run."
Right.
This is a top level. Like, it's a very small, subtle thing.
Here's the difference, right? Most players go out of so a bad player gets hit stuck. A good player goes out of bounds.
Right. A great player
at the 25. Like a good player is like, I'm smart. I'm not going to get hit stuck. I'm going to go out of bounds.
A great player does that.
A great player does that. They run out and then they keep it in bounds and they get down to the 10. So they get 15 yards. You know how many yards 15 yards is? Free.
And the reason why that's a great user run there is, and actually this can go twofold. It could be you could have a great user playing defense here, and it's like knowing your opponent and like their tendency to what they're gonna do. So he read a tendency of mine, which was I'm gonna come for the hit stick, and he hung the run a little longer, which then made the hit stick, because most people are gonna cut that forward.
Right.
He cut that to the sideline. I hit stick early. I whiff.
You're also trailing.
Right.
So you're more desperate. So you're more likely to go for the hit stick.
Correct.
Plus, you've already got a hit stick on that side of the field with that player combo. Mm-hmm. So you're definitely going for the hit stick.
Yep.
If you had said, I'm not going to hit stick, I'm going to X tackle him, he then lost like 2 yards when he could have got an extra 3, but instead it's 15 the other way. So that's like the ability.
Right.
Shout out to Frankie T221 for the sub hype. Let's go, Frankie.
So he's sending 6. Let's go blitz. Roken punch. Yeah, so he sits in the middle. So that's what I was saying. I was dropping blitzing 7, and then I just was going 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So part of that was, I know that gun bunch has the PA post with the angle to the Michael Irvin. So I'm gonna get a good matchup there. And then if I have a wide receiver on the left, and then if I motion Odell out right, I'm going to get that spread look of one-on-one options downfield.
Right.
That's how I was like, this is my best option to attack this. Especially being down by 9. I was down 9 or 10. Like, I needed points quickly, so like I couldn't dink and dunk at that point. And the pressure was coming in so hot, like dink and dunk was really out of the equation. I was really
right.
I was really
Obviously,
stressed.
You can take the flats with a lead, or in the red zone, but you can't take the flats when you need to get 50 yards.
Correct.
You know, so that's something what's up.
So, no, that was a good game.
JNol with the win, 23-21. JNol, guys, great player.
Great player. Great guy in the community, too.
1,000 wins, 50 losses this year. He's been and part of the Madden Tips community for about, 5 years at least? One of the originals.
Yep. He's one of the OGs, yeah.
Yeah, he's always
Oldie
been
but a
around, so good to see him get in some action on the game. That's what we want to bring you. We want to bring you high-level games where you guys get to learn something. You get to see how I pick up pressure. We can search the lobbies and just mash somebody, but that's not that fun to me. Want to give you these type of experiences. We had Sirius Mo on earlier, stuff like that.
Boom. Just hat tip to Jo. Hat tip to JNol. Wait, I keep calling him Jo.
To both guys.
Yeah. Oh, are they? They must be live.
Yeah, we're gonna host those guys. Well, check that out. There's the Mutt cap, so they're going to recap all the Mutt action. JO30, who played in the Coin Up this week, and Hold Fast Hope, who played in the Coin Up the other week. We're going to send you guys over to those guys. So let's do that right now. Good stuff. JNol says you got him earlier in the year. He says you took
We
him
did.
earlier
We played early in the year, yeah.
It's a good game.
Yep.
So, cool. All right, guys. Let's rock over to the
Twitch.tv. Here, let's switch seats.
Do it, yeah.
Switch seats, and I'll do the power of this. Guys, we're going to stream raid JO.
Stream raid. YouTube.com/CFarles is the place you can watch this tomorrow if you missed any of it or you want to go back and review something. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to subscribe. They mean two different things. Twitch, you get the brain trust. YouTube, you just get updates to new videos as we put them out. almost each day when we review all the new MUT content. All right, dudes, head on over to go watch.
See you, dudes.
Jo. Let's do this.